Hey friends, coming at you post the Cleemann concert in Omaha at the Slowdown. It was a fantastic show, even though there was hardly anyone there. We had some good friends come out. I could almost tell you each person's name that came. I will say thank you so much, Pam and Rhea. Thank you so much, Brad, for driving in from Fremont. Thank you, Dan, from driving up from Lincoln. It was well worth it, wasn't it, man? Thank you, Aaron, and your lady for coming out. And there was more folks, but those people come to mind right away. We had a blast, and playing with Cleemann was awesome. Like I said, not a lot of people came, but there was a group of people who came who came for Cleemann, and I didn't know them. And this is what's cool. After our set, most people present bought the CD. He sold. That's always a good sign. You might have 20 people, but if 15 of the people buy the record, you know you did well, and that's what happened last night. It was absolutely fun, and there's pictures from the show on my Facebook page. Just if you're on Facebook, just my name, Dereck Higgins. It's all over my channel here, so you can see how to spell it. Lonnie Methi, who's a solo kind of lo-fi artist, opened the show. He's done work with Simon Joyner. I traded records with him and got another one of his long players. This is another one of his albums put out on a label that Simon Joyner apparently has kind of a club. Grapefruit Records, and this is Grapefruit Records Year 1. And they're all numbered. This is I got a nice low number, 11 out of 325. It's really lo-fi, you know, and the audience reaction to Lonnie was mixed, to be honest, because it's very personal, and it's you know, you kind of he can either lull you into his world, or you can just kind of like just miss it. I enjoyed his set real well, but I also like his other project, Rake Cash. I did a show with them not too long ago, and that's more experimental. Matter of fact, last night he asked me to play on the next Rake Cash album. Yeah, I love being on records. I do. I did pick up his a couple of his singles though last night. Lonnie Methi, Hey Jack, plus 6 other songs. This is from a record company out of Nebraska that's gone, Undead Records. And once again, it seemed like the focus was on kind of like lo-fi, outsider type, aesthetic. I haven't played this yet, but I already know that I like Lonnie, and I like him as a person. I like his experimental stuff more than I like to listen to this stuff. It's very personal. This one is cool though. This one is on an Italian label, which I grilled him about. How'd you get this record put out by an Italian label? And they approached him. Man, it didn't happen often enough in my life. So I haven't played this yet, but this is sweet. It's an Italian label, really nice, fat 180-gram vinyl single. I still like singles. Megan Sieb plays with him. She's on most of his records, but she also plays with Cursive, so that's someone. If you hear sirens in the background, it's the usually they do the sirens the first of the year testing, but today they're testing them. I haven't heard them test them in a while, actually. The other thing musically to mention is that I got some VCLT yesterday. I knew it was on the way sometime from Jim, Memphis Vinyl Jim and the Missus down in Tennessee. They heard my call and they sent me Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. This is one of my favorite Black Sabbath albums, but I do not like the way this was recorded. I bet you these guys were on way too much cocaine, because where in the hell is the bottom on this album? I'll put it on. I love this album. I love the way it starts, but man, I would have recorded this completely different. It's all mid-range and no bottom. There is no power in the way those drums came in. Now I know this was recorded in 1974. They had the technology then. These guys were out of their minds on drugs, I guarantee you. It's a great Black Sabbath album. In that it's very, it's all over the place. Yeah, it is experimental. You know, they do all kinds of things. I like it a lot. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim at Memphis Vinyl and the missus. I will see Cleemann again today before, you know, because I got to take him to the airport. So I'll grab some CDs from him, but they didn't make a bunch of CDs. They might have only made 100 CDs, you know, like a limited run. So I'll see what he has left, and I'll see if I can make some available to you folks, okay? The vinyl is coming in March, and I will definitely be a conduit for vinyl sales. Not that I will be distributing them here from my house, but I'll be a link. Anything else to show you? Yeah. Hanging out with Gunnar and Greg, talking about music and different stuff. We talked about some bands that we like, and The National came up. And I was saying to Gunnar how I like him, I like what he's doing, I like that better than The National. And then I thought to myself, you know, I better check myself and give The National's album a new album a listen. So High Violet, still to my mind, is the album to hear by The National. This is good, but very honestly, this would probably mean a lot more to me if I knew these guys. There is a difference when there's a personal connection. A lot of the lyrics of these songs just don't mean anything to me, you know, and I listen to them and it's like, you know, so it's the music, you know, and it's the music, it's got to be the music, the whole picture, you know. That doesn't have to be, but that's generally how I work. So this redeems itself because musically this is fresh. I like the way it was recorded. I like the arrangements. I like the softness of the way it was recorded. It's just a good album. This is. Cleemann is just as good. Now he doesn't sound like The National, but I'm playing with somebody who's just as good. You know, I'm just as good. You know, we're good. You know, I have to do this. You know, and the hell with the people that you haven't, you know, think I'm talking funky. I have to raise our flag, you know, because I can't afford to pay for someone else to do it. Oh yeah, it's been great hanging out with Gunnar and Greg Jackson Combs. You know, if I had the money and if I wasn't waiting on my album, I'd go back to Chicago with them and hang for a while and play some shows. We've really been having a lot of fun. It was pointed out to me that my last video was my 1500th video. Cool. I've made more than that because I've deleted a few. I also noticed that I'm getting up close to 6,000 subscribers, 5,900 something. Again, thank you all. I just don't want to ever calculate what I'm doing here, you know. When my record gets here next week, you know, my intention is to really pump it up because it's just so good. I mean, it is, you know. You folks that have already bought it, I have over 50 pre-orders, and as soon as they come in, I'll be working on getting those out. You guys, when you get the record and you drop the needle and listen to this music, dropping the needle on it, you tell me, okay? I've done some good work. What else is there to say? I'm not going to touch politics and stuff because it's just useless, isn't it? Isn't it? There's Ozzy Wayland. So yeah, I am still a little dazed. You know, it's hard to sleep after a good gig, and it was a good gig. I encourage you to go and look at the pictures on my Facebook page. I don't think anyone recorded it though. The Cleemann set would have been worth recording. My set is, half of my set right now, what I'm doing is dancing because I play a few of the keyboard parts that I've recorded, but it's like I still have to work out a presentation of this music. Well, actually, if you just come and dance with me and raise energy, that I just got to make that happen. Is I got to just insert I got to get a show with a large audience there that's ready to dance. Because it's not your typical fare, you know. If I can just get it to the people, you know, I can blow some minds. Anyway, let me stop talking like that. Something else that's sort of related, but in a distant way, is, did I say this? I'll say it again. A relative of mine, my sister's husband, Floyd Norman, was the first black illustrator to work for Walt Disney, and he's been getting his due lately in the news. He was on The View last week. He was on Tavis Smiley. He's been on a bunch of news programs. And that's my brother-in-law. And his recent spate of heightened interest has been really nice to see. Another personal cool thing happened is that my nephew Kareem inadvertently found my dad's brother. Did I tell you guys this? I may have. Didn't know that my dad had a brother. I hope I can meet him. He's out in California. Okay. I am not really focused yet to try to do something more musical in the video, so I'm going to probably stop here. News soon on how to get a hold of Cleemann music through me, as well as Flyover, coming soon.